How's it going, everybody? Brad here today, and we are back with your Kansas City Royals, ready to take on the Tampa Bay Rays in the wild card here. And, honestly, I know in the last one and all season, we were kind of talking about how disappointing it was and how the season didn't really go according to plan and whatnot. But I think we won, 93 games, I think it was? Yeah, 93 wins, which is the highest we've had. Again, I'm setting some pretty lofty expectations. I want to get closer to 100 wins because I think that's the kind of roster we have available to us, right? But all that matters really is we make the wild card and we win games in the postseason. Making it into the playoffs is the bare minimum. Obviously, winning the division would be great, but the Twins were just that little bit better than us this season. Their ERA, their pitching staff, which is 8th, actually pitched as good as it was advertised, unlike us, who has the best pitching staff in the game and pitched terribly. 404 is really not good. Heck, the Tigers had a very similar ERA, and that was with their 19th ranked pitching. So definitely some things to look at there. I know we've talked about in the comment section, you guys have been great trying to help out. Potentially looking at our coaching. Let's go ahead and see, what is it, budget? No, it's not under budget. I guess I can't see it right now. I might be missing it somewhere. But anyway, potentially finding a new pitching coach. I think this is the last year of our manager as well. So that could be something we look to find is a more pitcher's manager, because our hitting, I think, is fine. It could be a little bit better, but guys got hot and cold and nobody ever synced up at the same time. So hopefully we get that to happen now as we take on the Tampa Bay Rays. They got a very good team, a team that was very good last year. We'll take a look at their lineup right now and just see what we have to deal with Torrey Miller being their leadoff guy. That's average. Spencer Steer, a very well-rounded player. Jose Ramirez, pretty solid batter, contact against righties, and then all around against lefties with good vision. Pete Alonso got the power there in the 4 spot. They've got Josh Lowe, who's got great clutch. So if any of these guys get on, he's looking, even against lefties, he's just dominant. Isaac Paredes has got some power here. So it's a solid team all the way around. Jose Siri. And then Harry Ford is their catcher. They do have Kyle Isbell. I did trade him to Tampa Bay, and now, maybe he's going to play. Is he playing? He does play against lefties. So when we have guys like... God, his name is escaping me. Not Bobby Herman. I traded him away. He's gone, and the name's completely gone out of my mind. But when we have Bobby Herman pitching, Kyle Isbell will make his return to Kansas City. And we are the higher seed, which means we are going to be the home team for all 3 games, which is actually really nice, getting a little bit of advantage, competitive advantage in our ballpark, bottom of the 9th kind of thing. So that is good. Other than that, guys, I think I might take a bit more control over the lineup on any given day here in the postseason, because I think it's time that we reward players who get hot, and that's kind of the thing that we've noticed towards our playoff runs in the past, is that we can't really string things together. Somebody will get on, and then it's 2 outs, and then it's over. The inning's over. Somebody strikes out or something. And then the next time we get like 1 or 2 players on, but then the cold guys come up, right? So maybe promoting players higher because they're playing well is what we need to be doing here. A little bit more fluid with the with our lineup decisions. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is. Bobby Witt's going to lead off, followed by Luis Arraez, Riley Green at the 3. Shane McClanahan is a lefty, so this is, you got to think about lefties, right? Bobby Witt's way too good against lefties, I think, for me to say he should be batting. Yeah, Nolan Gorman, Vinny Pasquantino. I don't know. I kind of want to do something like this. Put Bobby Witt there, because against lefties, he destroyed like 83, 86 with 81. Like, he is so good there. And then against lefties, these 2 guys have great contact and good vision. Nolan Gorman with some good power. I think Colt Keith. Vinny Pasquantino's got the better vision. And then Tommy Edman. Do we want Tommy Edman? I think we want Tommy Edman over Colt Keith with the 83-58, better than 74-59, and then much better vision as well. Actually, maybe Tommy Edman bats 5th. I think that's what I want to do. And then, yeah. Tyler O'Neill's fine there, and then Freddie Ferman's got a little bit of power against lefties, but okay, so we are going to make some changes, and we have Lyle Cortez if we need to, Jackson Merrill, we have Nelson Velasquez. I don't know, they called him up, but we now have power off the bench there in Nelson Velasquez, so they it automatically did some stuff, and I'm not happy about that. But here we go. We're ready to get started now, and Torrey Miller facing Zach Gallen to start us off here, and it's a pop-up. Spencer Steer doubles. Jose Ramirez hits a 2-run shot. Pete Alonso walks. Josh Lowe flies out, and Paredes grounds into a fielder's choice. So a 2-run shot early from Jose Ramirez gets Tampa Bay on the board in the first inning, 2-0 so far. Riley Green flies out. Bobby Witt pops up. We go 1-2-3. Junior Caminero does pop out. Siri grounds out, and then we walk Harry Ford, who's got some speed. He's going to steal, and Torrey Miller is going to ground out, so it doesn't hurt us at all, but that's okay. That was not a bad inning, so a rebound inning there from Gallen. Gorman is going to single. Tommy Edman grounds into a double play, and Vinny Pasquantino grounds out. This is what I mean. Like, we need guys to just kind of sync up. We need a kind of like 3 guys in a row, or 3 out of 4 guys to like get hot in their part of the lineup. So Spencer Steer flies out, Jose Ramirez flies out, and Pete Alonso grounds out. So one thing we do have to keep in mind is Ramirez and Polar Bear Pete going yard, because that was one of our weaknesses, was home runs against. So it wasn't a strength, despite trying to focus on some more power. Colt Keith is going to lead off with a double. Tyler O'Neill, you know what? No, I'm not going to have him bunt. He's going to ground out. Freddie Furman, not going to have him bunt. He's going to walk. Okay, Luis Ariz, he's got like, what, 99 clutch or something? Yeah, 99 clutch. Come on. He's going to walk. Riley Green, swing away, scores 3 with a bases clearing double. So I thought about going for the sac fly, but I figured, you know what? Just swing away. We only have 1 out, so why not? Bobby Witt is going to ground out. Nolan Gorman now grounds out, but we have taken the lead thanks to Riley Green's bases clearing double. And that's right there. That's what we needed, was the guy who could come up with the hit when we got the guys on base. Josh Lowe is going to hit a solo shot and tie the game, and our lead lasts not even 1 at bat. Caminero flies out after Paredes flies out, and Jose Siri hits a solo shot. Harry Ford gets hit by a pitch, and then a fly out for Torrey Miller. So again, that's 3 home runs in this game right now, and it's pretty evident to me that giving up home runs was a serious weakness of our team. A strikeout from Tommy Edman, a walk from Pasquantino. Colt Keith grounds into a double play, and that is that. Now in the top of the 5th, Steer strikes out. Ramirez flies out. Alonso strikes out. Okay, so we're keeping Alonso quiet at least. Knock on wood. Tyler O'Neill grounds out. Freddie Furman pops up. Ariz is going to fly out in a 1-2-3 inning there. Josh Lowe grounds out. Paredes singles. Caminero grounds into fielder's choice. Can we pick him off? He's safe. Siri is going to ground out, and we're still down by 1 going into the bottom of the 6th. Some big innings here against Shane McClanahan when he's starting to get a little tired. Through 5. Riley Green reaches on an error. Bobby Witt pops up. Nolan Gorman reaches on an error. We got to make these count. We got to make these count. Tommy Edman, he's got good speed. Do I bunt? Do we see if we can bunt him over to 3rd, or do we swing away? Go with the bunt. He's going to hit a single. Is that a bunt single? Game log. Tommy Edman reaches first on an infield hit. Okay, so maybe it was a bunt single, maybe not. But we're going to say Vinny Pasquantino, go for the sac fly here. And now Aaron Savale is going to come in and pitch for Tampa Bay, a really, really well-rounded relief pitcher there. Pasquantino is going to score him. He walks, doesn't get the sac fly, and now we can take the lead with a sac fly. Colt Keith, okay, Savale is a righty. Colt Keith hits well against righties, has 66 clutch, though. Kind of want to go with the sac fly. Let's just take the lead if we can. Oh, another walk. He walks him home. That's 2 straight walks home. Oh, my goodness. Tyler O'Neill now at the plate. He's definitely better against righties. The clutch is really poor, though. Let's go with another sac fly. He does get the sac fly, and we have a 2-run lead, and we're going to let Freddie Furman swing away. He is going to fly out. Zach Gallen through 6, not the greatest so far, but still got a little bit of energy. I'm going to let him pitch against Ford. We'll see. Ford grounds out. Torrey Miller strikes out. Steer grounds out. So he gets through the 7th inning. Huge. That's that last little bit we needed right there. I'll bring in a setup man for the 8th, and hopefully we can just maybe even extend our lead here in the next 2 innings. A walk from Luis Ariz. Riley Green strikes out. Bobby Witt grounds into a double play. And yeah, I think it's definitely time for a pitching change. Mariano Diaz is really good not allowing base runners, so we're going to go with him. Ramirez grounds out. Pete Alonso strikes out. Lowe doubles. Paredes strikes out. So a man in scoring position. Tying run was at the plate, but a big strikeout there from Diaz. Gorman strikes out. Edman strikes out. Pasquantino flies out, and we are now going to go with our closer, Jojo Romero. Shut the door. Let's go. They've got their 7-8-9 up too. This is as good as we could have drawn it up. Caminero flies out. Siri strikes out. Ford singles. Pick him off. Safe. Miller flies out, and Jojo Romero gets us out of that one. Big save there. 6-4 win. 2 3-run innings is what got it done for us. But yeah, the home runs, guys, against is just, it's got to stop. Home runs against has nothing to do with our defense either. It's all on pitching, right? So yeah, maybe that's something we got to focus on in the offseason, or maybe it was just a one-off for Zach Gallen. I mean, I don't know. But now we have a chance to advance, and I would like to get it done. Like, we need to get it done here in this game. I don't want to go to 3, waste a third pitcher before our series against Minnesota, right? I mean, it's huge. So we got Tristan McKenzie versus Shane Bieber. This is why I went all in and got a bunch of really good pitchers, man, because you need them here in the postseason. You're going to be facing some really strong pitchers pretty much every time. But there we go. We are ready to jump in here. It's overcast today, and we're going to go with Tristan McKenzie, obviously, next up in the rotation. Let's see. Anybody? I mean, Colt Keith was hot. Maybe, you know what? Like I said, let's move him up one. He's earned it. Blake Mitchell now against righties instead of Freddie Furman. Okay. I mean, 64-58 versus 66-60. It's pretty clear to me that he is the better batter against righties, so why not? I agree with that. And then against righties, because, Shane Bieber is a righty. Just wanted to make sure. Honestly, Nelson Velasquez is pretty solid with the 67-76. But in the outfield, we've got Jackson Merrill. Yeah, I don't really see a need to change up too much, right? It worked last game. We scored 6 runs. Just need to get a little bit less home runs against, and we should be okay. Strikeout to start off the game. I love that. Steer singles. Ramirez singles. Pete Alonso scores him on a single. Another, oh my God. A double play, though, and another 2-run first inning for Tampa. 4 hits. Tristan McKenzie did not bring out his best stuff there. Bobby Witt is going to fly out. Arise pops up. Riley Green grounds out, so a 1-2-3 inning for us after they scored. They're already at their 7th batter. Caminero reaches on an error and steals the base. A ground out, though, for Siri. A walk for Harry Ford. A ground out there for Torrey Miller, but he does advance the runners. Steer is going to fly out, so we do get out of that one, but they had 2 in scoring position. Nolan Gorman strikes out. Colt Keith doubles. Vinny Pasquantino swing away. He flies out. Jackson Merrill. There's 2 outs. Swing away. Ground out. Jose Ramirez walks. Dude, Tristan McKenzie, dude, you need to step it up here. A fly out from Alonso. A walk from Lowe. Dude, I'm tempted to pull him after 3. Paredes strikes out. Caminero grounds into a fielder's choice, and he gets out of it. But, man, there has been way too much action on the base paths today. Through 3. O'Neill flies out. Blake Mitchell grounds out. Bobby Witt pops up. McKenzie, come on, dude. Siri grounds out. Ford flies out. Miller flies out. And finally, we get an inning with nothing. He's settling in. Arise singles. Beautiful. Riley Green strikes out. Nolan Gorman walks. Colt Keith walks. Sack fly. Double play. Oh, he was probably thrown out at home. He had to have been, flies out to left fielder Spencer Steer, and he threw out Arise at home plate. Oh, my God. And the option to go for just the 1 run backfires in a big way as it's a double play. Steer flies out. Ramirez flies out. Alonso grounds out. Okay. So Tristan McKenzie is really settling into this one. Jackson Merrill grounds out. Tyler O'Neill grounds out. Blake Mitchell pops up, and so far we've only had 1 inning where we've had a chance to score some serious runs, and we left a lot of them on the table there. Top of the 6th, Lowe leads off with a double. A pop-up there from Paredes. He steals 3rd. A ground out, though, and a strikeout gets us through 6, and I think that's probably all she wrote for Tristan McKenzie. I'm not going to bring him back in, I don't think. Bobby Witt flies out. Arise flies out. Green walks. Nolan Gorman pops up. And we're definitely going to take Tristan McKenzie out. Do we want to bring in? Yeah, let's bring in Adam. Jason Adam is now in. Ford grounds out. Miller strikes out. Steer singles. Ramirez. Okay, so Steer steals the base, but a strikeout anyway. Doesn't matter. Colt Keith leading off. strikes out. Pasquantino grounds out. Jackson Merrill grounds out. Guys, we need to get some base runners on. Pete Alonso strikes out. Low solo shot, and it's now 3. Paredes grounds out. Caminero lines out, and Bieber is just dishing today, guys. Tyler O'Neill grounds out. Mitchell, do we want to pinch hit Mitchell? I mean, we kind of need to do something here to spark the team. Against a righty, who do we have that, I mean, can hit righties? Not many people on the bench. Maybe Velasquez. We'll bring in Velasquez, just pinch hit, and then we'll bring in, obviously, Freddie Furman as a defensive substitution. Velasquez grounds out. Bobby Witt doubles. Arise scores him on a double of his own, and we get one back. We get one back. Riley Green is going to walk. Nolan Gorman, oh, but I'm going to hit and run. They're now going to bring in Andrew Wantz. Really, really good at avoiding good contact. Not great at pitching clutch. Let's see if we can get a hit and run. And he flies out. Oh, man, I wanted to see if we could maybe get them moving. We need to make a substitution, though. We need to take Velasquez. Velasquez is not going to play catcher. But welcome back in, Freddie Furman. Siri strikes out. Ford singles. Pick him off. Strikeout there. Steer pops up. All right, bottom of the 9th. Down by 2. Colt Keith is up, and he's a pretty good batter. They're going to switch to Hunter Harvey, their closer, who I think we can get after this guy. Colt Keith strikes out. Pasquantino grounds out. Jackson Merrill grounds out, and we just got dominated. Low 3 for 3 with a home run. Another home run. That's, 4 in 2 games now against. And this is not what we wanted to do. We didn't want to get into Brady Singer coming back versus Bobby Herman. This is a dramatic matchup here in Game 3 of the wild card. We are gonna make some lineup changes, I think. Let's go ahead here, and he is Brady Singer, I believe, is a righty. Yes, so Bobby Witt against righties is pretty solid. Luis Arise is gonna lead off again. I'm okay with Bobby Witt batting second now. Third is going to be Nolan Gorman. Contact against righties. I mean, Vinny Pasquantino over Nolan Gorman. Neither of these guys have batted particularly well, but I can't really afford to move them too much. Tyler O'Neill. We want a bit more power up there. Blake Mitchell. Okay, Lyle Cortez, not against righties. Same thing for Freddie Furman. Tommy Edmonds, same thing against righties. Nelson Velasquez is probably the only guy I'd consider. Maybe over Tyler O'Neill, but he's just so deficient in other areas that I think he's best as a pinch hitter. So I think those are the changes we're going to make. We're getting into a huge game. A flyout starts us off. Okay, Caballero does draw a walk. Pick him off. Jose Ramirez pops up. Pete Alonso strikes out, and there we go. Finally, not a 2-run first inning for the Tampa Bay Rays. Arise grounds out. Bobby Witt pops up. Riley Green flies out, so a 1-2-3 inning there. Kyle Isbell grounds out. Mejia is going to strike out. Steer flies out, so quiet so far. Pasquantino grounds out. Gorman reaches on an error. Colt Keith, 1 out. Swing away, he flies out. Tyler O'Neill grounds out, and we can't do anything with the error. We need to do something when we get those gifts. Caminero flies out. Low singles. Pick him off. Keep him there. Fielder's choice. Pick him off. Caballero flies out. All right, we're keeping him there. We're not letting him steal the bags. And 3 innings so far, looking good for Bobby Herman. Much better than last season's postseason for him. Jackson Merrill grounds out. Blake Mitchell strikes out. Arise flies out. Both pitchers are locked in. Oh, my goodness. Ramirez with a ground out. Pete Alonso with a fly out. Isbell with a strikeout. Brady Singer, if you remember, we kind of just let him. I think we traded him away midseason last season. He looks really good, but he hasn't pitched particularly well in the sim. But so far, he's dealing right now. Bottom of the 4th, though. Bobby Witt flies out. Riley Green strikes out. Pasquantino lines out. Mejia now, top of the 5th, is going to reach on a single. Steer is walked. Caminero pops up. Low grounds into a double play, and a guy with 99 clutch. We're going to get him to ground into a double. That's huge, Bobby. Let's go. Nolan Gorman. Ground out. Reward him here, boys. Get some run support. Colt Keith grounds, back-to-back ground outs. Tyler O'Neill flies out. Miller grounds out. Caballero strikes out. Ramirez grounds out. Both pitchers are dealing. Jackson Merrill singles. Blake Mitchell hit and run. Grounds out, but Merrill's over to second. That's huge. Arise flies out. Bobby Witt grounds out, and we had a runner in scoring position, and we couldn't advance him any more than that. Pete Alonso now in the top of the 7th is going to strike out. Isbell strikes out. Mejia singles. Steer walks. Caminero flies out, and he gets through the 7th. Riley Green, come on. We need our big boys to start hitting. Riley Green, that means you. 1 for 8 isn't good enough. 1 for 9's even worse. Vinny Pasquantino, I would take 1 for 9 from you. Okay, Nolan Gorman, how about 2 for 10? He's going to walk. That's okay. Hit and run. He's going to fly out. I just wanted to try and score him from first with the hit and run. 2 outs. Oh, it's so tough. Josh Lowe, though, against Bobby Herman. They're now going to bring in Xavier Isaac to pinch hit. Wow, okay. Really good young prospect. He's going to walk. Miller reaches on an error. Caballero singles. Oh, my God. Who do we have that is really good in pitching clutch? Jason Adam is amazing at pitching clutch. Nick Sandlin. We're bringing in Nick Sandlin. Nick Sandlin. He's going to let 2 score. A strikeout, though. A single. 2 runs are scored. A pop-up and a strikeout. We're now down. A 4-run 8th inning. The bases are loaded. Sandlin allowed 2 of Bobby Herman's and then I think 2 of his own. Maybe 3 of Herman's. 1 of his own. But it doesn't matter because now we need some hits. We need some runs. Brady Singer is still a righty. Last time I checked. So I think what we need to do is just let Tyler O'Neill swing. He's going to ground out. Jackson Merrill. He's got good vision. He's going to fly out. Blake Mitchell walks. Arise flies out. Pitching change. We're going to go to Mariano Diaz. Strikeout for Siri. A single for Miller. Pick him off. Just keep him there. A single there. Ramirez singles. Oh my God. I need to go to somebody else. A strikeout there. 1 more out. Come on. A strikeout, and it's the bottom of the 9th. We have it all to do. Nobody's hit. Nobody on this freaking team has gotten a hit yet. Really. Like one freaking hit this game, and it's from Jackson Merrill. What the hell? A fly out from Bobby Witt. Riley Green grounds out. Pasquantino flies out, and that's it, guys. We need to blow this team up. This team needs a complete overhaul. Managers, staff, team, they never show up in the playoffs. Our pitchers are just allowing other teams to go yard, and that's it. That's all she wrote for this season. This has been incredibly frustrating to be the #1 ranked team in all of baseball with 2nd in contact, 2nd in power, 2nd in pitching, and we can't score runs, and we can't keep runs off the board. What are we doing with these guys? Why are we paying these guys? It's just completely pointless and worthless to have guys like, even Bobby Witt. Listen, I love Bobby Witt. 083 in 12 at-bats. In 3 games, he had 1 hit. Riley Green had 1 hit in 10 at-bats. Nolan Gorman, Tyler O'Neill didn't do jack. Colt Keith with 2 hits. How disgusting is that in 3 games, the most hits we had from somebody was Luis Arise and Colt Keith with 2. Just absolutely terrible. The 1 hit Riley Green had basically won us the first game. Great, but I could use maybe a 2nd hit. Maybe somebody on the team could bat maybe above 250. And don't even get me started with the pitching. Zach Gallen, another masterclass in the postseason for him, where it's just terrible. Bobby Herman did well. I mean, he did get charged for, I think, those 3 earned runs. Maybe just 2 earned runs. How many earned runs did he give up? Yeah, 2 earned runs, 1 against, because I think maybe they reached on an error. I don't know. Tristan McKenzie only allowed 2 runs. So he was all right in his 6 innings pitched, 3.0 ERA. Nick Sandlin just kind of, he imploded there in that inning for us. It's just, Zach Gallen has not been the guy that we signed him to be. He's 31. He's declining. He's got $22 million for another 3 guy. I don't know. But I'm ready to just get rid of basically every batter we have. Like Nolan Gorman, you've really not been good since we brought you in. Finally had a good season, but didn't do well in the postseason. I'll give him that one. Bobby Witt, Riley Green, Nolan Gorman, those guys are fine. Colt Keith was our most productive player, and at 25, he's growing, and looks like he's going to be great. But Luis Arise, get out of here. Tyler O'Neill, get out of here. And honestly, Vinny Pasquantino at this point, I know we loved him early on in this series, but he's been nothing but declining ever since, and I feel like it's time to see what we could get on the market for him, because I believe he's 2 more years at 4.2. We need to upgrade the catcher position by a long stretch, right? Freddie Ferman's fine. But I think it's time for him to go. Blake Mitchell as a backup. He's got plenty of time to grow. We've got Jeff Tanaka coming up. We need to find a better catcher, and we need to reassess how we acquire players, because clearly these guys are not performing in the postseason when it matters the most. They can do whatever in the regular season, but we need to make some massive changes. That was an abomination, and it's finally the point to me where I'm so fed up with this that the next time you see me, guys, we're going to have like half a new team. We're going to have 13 of our 26-man roster is probably going to be new, including the bullpen, which, you know, did not cover itself in glory all season. I like Jason Adam, but he did not pitch well for us this season. Now, he did come in clutch in the postseason, but at 35, how much more does he have left? He's a free agent. Jojo Romero, nothing to say there. He was great. Phil Matten, we brought him back, did not reward us with any kind of good performance. He can walk out the door. Tajay Anthony, we traded for, you know, he had a poor season as well, and he can walk out the door. Mariano Diaz, I would like to see him improve rather than regress. And then Jose Leclerc, I mean, had a good season, right? And I'm not going to complain about Jose Leclerc, but to be happy with two players in Jojo Romero and Jose Leclerc, and then Mariano Diaz, I'm on the fence about, like, because he's young and he's got room to grow. The rest of them, I don't know. They can leave. So honestly, guys, I'm so frustrated. Again, please check me in the comment section, because I'm going to need a chance to breathe after this one. But holy mackerel, this team needs a wake-up call, a facelift. And I know Tristan Casas was injured, and he probably was going to be a huge contributor for us. You know, he's got that great discipline. He's going to get on base, cause some issues, got good clutch, decent vision, the power's there for him, and like against righties, he would have helped a ton against Bieber probably, and Brady Singer. But to go down like that, really frustrating, really frustrating. And I think I just kind of need to reassess what we do, and I think we need more power. We need more power and consistency at the plate, because, you know, we saw that we can give up a ton of home runs in our ballpark, but just when it comes to, this is postseason stats now. Great. Yeah, we had second most at bats, but we had 9 hits in the whole series. Our team had 9 hits over 3 games. Seattle had 15. I mean, they are the next worst. I don't even know if Seattle played. How many games? Seattle played 2 games so far. Oh my God. Our bats are terrible in the postseason. Whatever I need to look for us to improve our postseason bats, because really they just have not been good enough. A lot needs to be done, guys, and I know the team on paper looks good, but it's rotten to the core. Bobby Witt's staying around. Tristan Casas is staying around, right? All these guys in their mid to late 20s. Tristan McKenzie even's going to stay. Jojo Romero's a perfect age. Tommy Edman, listen, he's 11.7 for the next 4 years. I don't see it for him. I think I want to trade him too and move on from him. Bobby Herman, good postseason from him. Colt Keith, I mean, probably our best batter. Had 2 hits on 8 at-bats. Like, yay. Chris Paddock, I mean, didn't even feature, right? He's getting $15 million. He's got to go. We're up against the butt. Guys, like, a lot's going to happen in the next one. I can promise you that. So stay tuned for it. Make sure to subscribe if you guys want to see some more. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all, free for all.